Welcome to today's video on voice tests. The quality of voice over IP communication is important in today's digital age. It directly impacts the clarity, reliability, and overall user experience of voice calls over the internet. Today we'll look at the voice test, which allows you to simulate and test performance of a voice call between two locations. The voice layer offers two test types, RTP Stream and SIP server, each with its corresponding view and voice metrics. The RTP Stream Test creates a direct connection between the VoIP caller and receiver, sending RTP packets to measure audio and video performance metrics like mean opinion score, MOS, packet loss, discards, latency, and packet delay variation, or PDV. It also allows configuring DSCP and codec values. Some typical use cases for this test are identifying the node responsible for a degraded RTP stream, analyzing effects of BGP route changes on the RTP stream, and measuring call audio quality. The SIP server test registers with the target SIP server, with optional checks for response status codes and matching response headers based on configured regular expressions. Some typical use cases for this test are verifying performance of a voice over IP SIP server, confirming the ability to perform SIP register with the target server, identifying the phase at which a SIP register fails, and observing the SIP register and options request and response. Both test types provide path visualization and can optionally display a BGP route visualization view, depicting connections between autonomous systems in the route for each BGP monitor to the target. To set up a new RTP Stream test, navigate to Test Settings under Cloud and Enterprise Agents. Then click Add New Test. Select Voice Layer and RTP Stream. The RTP Stream test measures the quality of the real-time protocol voice stream between ThousandEyes agents acting as VoIP user agents. A stream of UDP packets with RTP payloads are generated and sent to the target agent, and various metrics are calculated from the test. Select the target agent, test interval, and source agent. In the advanced settings, we have the option to specify the codec and the DSCP value for the IP packet headers of the RTP session. This customization allows us to replicate real voice over IP traffic conditions as accurately as possible. Once the configuration is set, click Create New Test to save the test. To set up a SIP server test, click on Add New Test and then select SIP server under the voice layer. Next, add the IP address of the SIP server. You can specify the protocol and port number and then set the interval and source agent. You can specify the protocol choosing either TCP, TLS, or UDP. TLS is using TCP as the transport protocol. Choosing UDP will result in ICMP-based path discovery. You can also specify the port number. For TCP and UDP, the default port number is 5060, and for TLS, the port is 5061. There are some additional options within the advanced settings. You have the ability to include a username for SIP registration, and if authentication is necessary, you can provide both the username and password for authentication. Similar to the HTTP server test, you can define the SIP status codes that signify a successful test. By default, 200 and 300 status codes are deemed successful, but you can deselect this option and define a different success status code. Now that we've created our test, you can view the results within test views. The RTP Stream test provides a multi-layer test result. The RTP Stream layer displays metrics such as MOS, loss, discards, and more, while the path visualization reveals hop-by-hop details between the agents. The BGP route layer also illustrates the path from the public monitor to the network of the target agents. The SIP server test view provides metrics such as availability, response time, and total time. Availability indicates the percentage of time the service sends a successful response. Response time measures the time from the start of the request until the first byte of the response is received. Total time is the time for the entire test, covering DNS lookup, connection setup for TCP, any redirects, and the register request and option request time of the test. That wraps up our video about voice tests. Thanks for watching.